Mantilla Mero. Pastor, mukhang pinahiya mo si Sir Mike sa TV. Opinyon po niya yon. Programa niya, dapat opinyon niya po yun. Matagal na po ako nakasubaybay sa programa ni Sir Mike. Pati ako nasaktan sa sinabi niyo po.
Mel Mantilla Mero, sabi mo, Pastor, mukhang pinahiya mo si Sir Mike sa TV. Opinyon po niya yon. Ako may opinyon din ako eh.
Totoo.
Sinabi niya, na kasi kahapon, iningi na yung aking opinion about the SONA. Sinabi ko na, di ba? Inulit nila kanina sa Usaping Bayan. Ano ang comment ni Mike Abe? Sabi niya, hindi naman natin maatas yan sa isang tao lang. Kung yan, babanggitin niya lahat. Hindi matatapos yan na 3 oras. Sinong pinatot sa dahan niya doon? Ako yung nag-comment eh. Ako ang una niyang pinahiya sa TV. Ako nakikinig lang. Nakita ba ninyo? Ako yung nakikialam sa mga programa ng SMNI. Nakikialam ba ako sa Usaping Bayan? Pero pinahiya mo ako sa TV sa aking mga comments na opinion ko, sinalungat mo at isa kang correspondent ng SMNI, talaga sasagutin kita public din. Hindi kita babastusin, sasagutin lang kita. Sinabi mo dito, opinion niya yon. Ako, opinion ko rin yun. Di ba? Programa niya, sabi mo, dapat opinion niya po yun. Programa niya yon. Istasyon ko yan.
Amen.
Nagpo-programa lang siya sa istasyon ko. Kailangan igalang niya unang-una ako at ang opinion ko. Kung meron siyang opinion na sarili niya, huwag niyang salungatin ang chairman niya. Kasi hindi naman pagkakampi-kampi kung kanino itong opinion ko. Hindi naman ako binabayaran sa opinion ko eh. Pag may opinion ako, hindi ako binabayaran sa opinion ko. Ang opinion ko is always for nation building. It is always for the interest of the nation. Opinion niya yun, sabi mo. Ako pala, wala na akong opinion. Sabi mo, programa niya yun. Stasyon ko yun. Matagal na po ako nakasubay sa programa ni Sir Mike. Ako rin. Meron ba kayong narinig sa akin? Na nakasubaybay din ako? Lalo na ako nakasubaybay. Pero pag nagkamali kayo riyan, at parang napansin kong hindi na kayo objective, talagang nandyan ako. Hindi nyo pwedeng gamitin ng SMNI para sa sarili ninyong opinion na hindi na objective. Hindi pwede sa SMNI yun. Sabi mo, nasaktan, pati ako nasaktan sa sinabi niyo po. Bakit ka masasaktan? Public dialogue yun. Hindi naman personal yung sa akin.
Totoo.
Kinurek ko siya sa sinabi niya na ito ang mali niya. Sabi niya, huwag nating iatas sa isang tao ang lahat ng ito. Mali ka doon. Ang presidente nakaatas lahat sa kanyang balikat ang lahat ng problema ng bansa. Vision Order number 1. Insurgency number 1. CPP-NPA. NDF, drug problem. Yung tiwali, tulad ng sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos, nakasalalay yun sa kanya. Mali ka doon, Mike Abe, na hindi natin pwedeng yata sa isang tao. Bakit? Isang tao ba lang itong ordinaryo? Isang tao yan na binoto ng 31 million at siya'y ginawang presidente para harapin ang lahat ng problemang ito, Mike Abe. Matagal tayong magkaibigan. Correspondent ka dyan. Matagal ka na riyan. Hindi ako nakikialam sa mga sinasabi mo. Basta matuwid. Pero sinasabi mong nandiyan naman ang Armed Forces of the Philippines para sa insurgency, CPP-NPA, NDF. Gagalaw ba yan kung walang maliwanag na utos ang ating Pangulo? Kasi siya ang Commander-in-Chief. Gagawa ba yung pulis kung hindi sila backup ng presidente? Pati yung PDEA. Gagawa ba yan kung hindi maliwanag ang mga utos ng ating Pangulo? Ang template natin sa Pangulong Duterte, maliwanag ang kanyang utos sa kanyang mga ahensya. Kaya malakas ang loob nilang sumugpo. Huwag mong sabihin na, iatas na lang natin sa Armed Forces yan. Inaalis mo ang kapangyarihan ng Pangulo eh. Ginagawa mo siyang ordinaryong tao eh. Hindi pwedeng comment na ganun. Kaya sinabi ko sa iyo, linawin natin ito, mali ka doon. Public dialogue ito. Pinahiya mo ako sa una kong sinabi na para bang sinasabi mo na mali yung sinabi ko na kailangan sabihin ng Pangulo yun para marinig naman natin at magkaroon ng contentment ang puso natin na ang ating Pangulo ay matapang na humarap sa mga problemang ito. O, hindi mo pinagtatanggol ang Pangulo, pinaplatter mo siya eh. O, ako nagtatanggol ako sa Pangulo. Huwag mong alisin ang kapangyarihan ng Pangulo. Inaalis mo eh. Huwag nating iatas sa balikat ng isang tao lang. Isang tao lang ba yan, ordinaryong katulad mo? Hindi. Inatasan yan, may kapangyarihan yan. Lahat ng kapangyarihan as Commander-in-Chief ng Armed Forces of the Philippines at mga law enforcement agencies, pati na ang local government, nasa kanyang pamamahalat kamay at kapangyarihan. Baka pangyarihan ng Pangulo, pag nagsalita yan, talagang yan ay gaganapin.
The Honorable Franz Casos recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, magpo-follow up lang ako, Mr. Chair, dun sa ownership nung SMNI. On your record kasi, 2020, nakalagay yung pangalang Apollo Kibuloy. Kibuloy as one of the stockholders. Tama po ba?
No, Mr. Chair. Our latest GIS, Mr. Chair.
No, 2020. I'm asking of that 2020. So, sa 2020 ninyo na information report or GIS yan, andun yung pangalan ni Kibuloy as your stockholder, one of the stockholders.
There was already an amendment, Mr. Chair.
2020, I'm asking attorney of 2020
I have no
report.
Of the 2020, Mr. Chair.
Have you submitted it? Kasi nakita lang namin sa report. Your submission in the report. So, paano mo sasabihin ngayong attorney na wala kayong record ng 2020 and you've said you are regularly submitting your your report.
2020. No? So 2020, Mr. Chair, Pastor Apollo Sicomones was there.
Yeah, as a stockholder.
But
tama?
amended already in 2020.
No, I'm not asking for the amendments. In 2020, Pastor Apollo Kibuloy is the stockholder, one of the stockholders, right? Yes or no?
Yes, Mr.
Okay, so, and then after 2020, that is 2021, 2022, and up to present, wala na siya doon. Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, nakalagay na lang doon, Executive Pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ. Tama?
The name above every name incorporated, Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair.
As a stockholder, ito yung Executive Pastor of the Kingdom, and you have named that to be Marlon Acobo,
yes,
right?
Yes, Mr. Chair. 53.46%.
Noong 2020 po, magkano, how many percent yung share ni Pastor Kibuloy?
We will provide a copy, maybe, Mr. Chair, next meeting, Mr. Chair, because we have no record yet in our possession, Mr. Chair.
Ano yung 750 ang amount? So, in your report kasi, Mr. Chair, meron siyang amount na 750,000. So, si Kibuloy, tama po ba? Doon sa report na sinubmit.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so at ilang porsyento po yun ng buong stocks?
So our record is not, we are not in the possession of the record, Mr. Chair. Our record is only 2023 and 2022, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so may I
So
ask...
we cannot confirm that, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, may I ask the record of 2020 to be submitted here, the list of stockholders
Yes,
and
Mr.
their shares?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, etong si Marlon Acobo have 53.46% share, tama po?
No, it's not Marlon Acobo, but the executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name, INC.
Well,
And
wait.
he is
Mr. Chair, sabi mo kanina, itong Marlon Acobo, you are referring it to executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ. Niname mo na yon. So, nakakalito kasi Attorney Mark. Yung sinasabi mo kasi niname mo na sino itong executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, Marlon Acobo. Ang share niya po ay 53.46.
But per GIS, the name, the owner of the 53.46 is the executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ, the name above every name.
Who is that?
So, it's Marlon Acobo, Mr. Chair.
Yun na. Pinagloloko mo kami, attorney, ha? Wag ganyan. Mapipikon na ako. Okay, so yun na nga yun. So, individual po itong tinatawag ninyong executive pastor. Individual po ito.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hindi siya organization.
It is a sole corporation sole, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Sole corporation, sabi mo kanina, individual. Sole corporation.
Because it is registered under SEC. The executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ is registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Is this a corporation of one?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Who is that person?
Marlon Acobo, Mr. Chair.
Yun.
Sole proprietor. Sole corporation.
No, it's
Corporation
SEC.
of one.
Ha?
Corporation sole.
Corporation.
Pero corporation of one, sa tao lang.
Kaya nga, sole proprietor.
So it's not a sole proprietor.
Sa ano siya? Corporation of
Because
one.
corporation sole, it is registered under SEC. Sole proprietorship is registered under DTI. That's different.
Okay. Sige. Pag sinabi po natin sole corporation, isa lang.
One
Corporation of one.
Yes.
Ah.
There's only one stockholder, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so yun. So how is he related to Pastor Kibuloy?
He is Brother Marlon Acobo is the executive pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ.
As per what date?
As of 2022, December, and Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy is the pastor of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ.
Mr. Chair, maybe we can ask the submission of the
That document.
mga documents
Yes, we will
na yun.
submit that.
And we'll ask
Thank you.
also, Mr. Chair, can we invite Marlon Acobo here in our next meeting, Mr. Chair?
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay, thank you po.
But he is in Dubai now, so we can we ask for maybe 2 weeks or 1 week
Okay.
from now.
We take
Yeah.
note. Thank you.
Okay. Sige. You said at present, Kibuloy is the honorary chairman of SMNI, right? Kasi sinabi
Yes.
mo kanina.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So as an honorary chairman, ano po yung role niya sa SMNI?
It's just a symbolic, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Symbolic chairman.
So wala siyang control.
No function,
No control.
No day-to-day decision of the corporation.
Okay. And sinabi mo rin kanina, Mr. Chair, that Kibuloy is a black timer din.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
In fact, I can present, Mr. Chair, right now, a receipt that the Kingdom of Jesus Christ is a black timer of SMNI.
So are you aware of the case that Pastor Kibuloy is in the ano? At in fact, he is considered as the FBI most wanted FBI for serious crimes. Are you aware? The SMNI, are you aware po?
Per news, yes, I'm aware, but I have no personal knowledge.
Who has a personal knowledge?
I am not the lawyer of Pastor Apollo Kibuloy with respect to that case.
So hindi mo alam yung kaso.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How about President Marlon Rosette? Do you know the case of Pastor Kibuloy?
You can read it anywhere. You can read it in the news.
Hindi yan yung sagot na tinatanong ko. Do you know the case of, wag ako yung tanungin mo,
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Marlon Rosette.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ang tanong ko, are you aware of this case ni
Yes.
ni Kibuloy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How about Attorney Rolex Silpic? Attorney Rolex. Hindi ko mabasa.
Well, Your Honor, I read about it.
Yes or no? Are you aware po? Yes or no?
Well, I read about it, so yes.
Okay.
But I'm not
So,
the
yun
lawyer
lang
there.
naman po.
I don't even know.
So, hindi ko po tinatanong kung kayo po yung lawyer. Tinatanong ko lang po.
Okay.
So, ito po yung fact, no? So, the string of charges filed against them, including Kibuloy, by prosecutors in Los Angeles, California, include conspiracy to engage in sex trafficking by force, fraud and coercion, sex trafficking of children, marriage, fraud and misuse of visas, bulk cash smuggling, promotional money laundering, concealment money laundering, and international promotional money laundering. So, yun po yung case, okay, na final sa kanya doon sa Los Angeles. So, with this, Mr. Chair, maybe in the next meeting, I would like to we would like to invite the DOJ and the DFA as regards dito sa case. Kasi alam natin ang SMNI, dati sinasabi nila ang major stockholder nito ay, o dati rin stockholder ay si Kibuloy, na may kinalaman din ito doon sa franchise. Or may kinalaman ito sa ownership, Mr. Chair. So, can we invite the DOJ and the DFA so that we can know the status of the case? Okay.
So we will invite
Pastor Kibuloy,
Thank you.
DOJ and DFA.
Sarah? Yes, we will do that. Thank you.
Okay. Kanina, Mr. Chair, sa SMNI pa rin, Mr. Celis mentioned that he discussed with SMNI's editorial board. So, ang ibig sabihin, sa anuman pong pinapakita nila o nilalabas nila dun sa program nila, ay alam po ito ng editorial board. Kasi sinabi kanina ni Mr. Celis na kinoconsult niya daw yung editorial board. Tama po ba yun? Sino po ba yung editorial board dito, Mr. Chair?
Wala po dito, Your Honor.
Kasi yun ang sinabi kanina ni Mr. Celis. Celis mentioned that he discussed with SMNI editorial board yung sinabi niya kanina, no, na information. So that implies alam ng SMNI yung content ng program. Tama po ba?
After po nung nangyari po.
After. Okay. Ay, after na rin nangyari, sa kinonsult yung editorial board.
Doon po namin nalaman. Kasi hindi nga po, Your Honor, makontrol. Kasi hindi namin masabihan pa anong itanong, anong sabihin, kasi nasa live na po sila.
Hindi, ano yung sinasabi kanina ni Mr. Celis na nagko-consult siya? It is before the program or after po?
Actually, Mr. Chair, the board knows...
Well, attorney, sandali lang po. Kasi we can go back to the video. Whatever you say now, the video was very clear. And my understanding was, nakuha niya yung source, pumunta siya sa board, tapos bumalik siya sa programa. So anyway, we will revisit na lang. Let's revisit the video kung ano sinagot ni Eric, okay? Okay, I will just revisit kasi if we deny it now, it was said already and she's quoting something that was said earlier, so we will just revisit the video and that will be the basis for whatever decision we come up with. Thank you.
So, silinawin ko lang, Mr. Chair. So, wala kayong alam sa content ng programa nitong laban kasama ng bayan? Wala kayong alam?
Noong time na yun, Mr. Chair, wala kaming alam po.
Okay, thank you.
I know sa ibang mga time. Kasi 3 years yan na
Because,
nag-e-ere.
As a rule kasi po, we know the general content of the program, but there is no specific content.
Yes, you
Because
know the
we-
general content.
Yes, yun lang po ang alam po namin.
Okay. So wala po kayong editorial board dyan na makakaalam. Reviewin na lang natin.
Sa ngayon po.
So ano po ba yung process ninyo? As a co-product, sabi mo kanina, Attorney Mark, etong programa na ito is a co-produced
Yes, yes.
by the SMNI network
When
itself.
I say co-produce, Mr. Chair, with respect to the advertisements, 50% will go to the SMNI or to Suara Sub Media Corporation, and 50% to the talents.
Okay. Aside from
the talent fees.
talent fee. Okay. So yun po palang ibig sabihin ng co-prod.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
So yung hatian doon sa mga advertisements.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So thank you for that clarification. Dito sa KBP po. Kanina malinaw na nasabi as attorney Mr. Chair, kanina malinaw na nasabi po na there is certain violation since they are not accredited broadcaster po ng KBP, yung dalawang anchor. Ano po saan po yung accountability mapupunta po? Since hindi sila under ninyo, di ba? So hindi nyo sila mape-penalize or whatever the sanction. So sino po yung accountability just in case na lumabag ulit dun sa inyong code, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, the party accountable for violation of the rule of allowing only accredited KBP members to go on the air is upon the network.
So, meron po bang mga kaso na about the SMNI on the violation of code na nakasampa po sa KBP, Mr. Chair?
None, Your Honors.
So, wala pa. Okay. So sinasabi nyo kanina, Mr. Chair, ang KBP po parang it seems that meron na violation do sa code na ang accountable dito po ay yung network. So, are you planning to investigate and to file whatever charge na related po dun sa inyong code?
Let me clarify, Mr. Chair. The violation is for allowing a non-accredited broadcaster to go on the air. That's the violation of the network. The content is different. So,
okay, so yun po.
Yes.
Will you initiate po yung investigation or maybe a case against the network for allowing non-accredited broadcaster?
considering the information gathered during this hearing, Your Honors, I will report this to the Standards Authority of KBP.
Yes, thank you po. Nakalagay po kasi dito, Mr. Chair, doon sa Broadcast Code of the Philippines 2007, and number 5B, section 5B, an unconfirmed report must be verified as soon as possible. If an unconfirmed report is found to be false, an announcement saying so must be made. So nakalagay po yun sa code. So ang meron pong responsibility and accountability dito ay yung network. Kasi hindi naman accredited yung mga broadcasters. Tama po.
As a rule, the content in any broadcast, as a rule, is the responsibility of the network.
So, yan, iniimbestigahan na nga po kung ano yung nangyari. Okay. Sige, isa pang tanong. Doon po sa may, doon po sa... So, in the matter of being broadcast, for example po, if a matter of being broadcast is a threat or death threat. Halimbawa, ano po yung responsibility po doon ng ng network?
Madam, Mr. Chair, I'm sorry I could not grasp the question. But if I, in the context of the subject matter of this hearing, I believe you're referring to the alleged death threat made by PRRD.
So it's included in the resolution, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, that's the responsibility of the guest.
The network.
The guest. There should be a distinction between a live broadcast and a recorded broadcast. Mainly because in a live broadcast, you cannot stop the broadcast while it's being made. Whereas in a recorded broadcast, you have the opportunity to edit out the content before it is aired. So my understanding is the broadcast was live, and therefore the network's responsibility is mitigated by that fact. We have had cases in the KBP where the content in question was a live broadcast, and because it is live, the responsibility of the network was mitigated, without saying, of course, that the broadcaster is not responsible.
The network is responsible? Are you saying that?
No. The responsibility of the network is mitigated by the fact that it is live. As distinguished from a material which is recorded, where the network had the opportunity to edit out the content or the content before being aired.
Okay. So may I ask the opinion of Attorney Domingo of the MAD as regards to how about yung pong mga about red tagging, kasi alam ko po meron kayong mga kaso ng mga red tagging. So may I ask your opinion po about doon sa mga kaso niyo about red tagging?
Nakasala na po lahat yun. Naka-file na po lahat ng aming kaso on red tagging. Ibibigay ko po ng kopya ng ating mga complaints sa Madam Congressman. Karamihan po dito marami po dito, kasama po yung ating kasamahan dito. At pumunta po kami rin sa Professional Regulations Commission. At pinapaalis namin ang lisensya nung nasa sakdal. Pero yung pinaka relevant po dito sa ating pinag-usapan ngayon, yung pong kaso namin against Lorraine Marie Badoy Partosa sa NTC, no? At gusto naming paalisin din siya. Hindi pala, ngayon, nalaman po namin na hindi pala siya kasamang accredited ng broadcasters, no? So, hindi po namin alam kung pwede rin po namin bigyan siya ng accusation sa Broadcasters Code violation. But ang isa pang question natin dito, sila Kibuloy ba at saka si dating Presidente Duterte accredited din buong broadcaster?
Ayan, darating po ako dyan, attorney, yung tanong na yan.
Pero yung po lahat na tinanong niyo po, marami po ito, no? 4 po kanina nasabi ko at 5, pati kasama na po kay Atom Arroyo na aming na-file ng MAN, no? Against the 2 persons here in front of me. So yung pong pinaka-latest, of course, yung great threat na complaint na kami rin ng humahawak, nakabimbi na po yan sa Fiscal's Office ng Quezon City. At sa December 4 po, magkakaroon po ng preliminary investigation at December 11. So, continuing po itong aming advocacy at kami ay kami willing to help the congressional committees to be able to craft the legislation in aid of legislation po itong ating hearing. We're willing to come up with our own position and we will provide the necessary papers for that, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Attorney. Balik po ako sa KBP. As regards po doon sa live or recorded, kasi sabi nyo, parang walang control po yung network kapag ito po ay live. Kung ito po ay in-upload sa mga Facebook, sa mga official Twitter or Facebook na network, kasi ang SMNI meron silang Facebook, meron silang Twitter, pero yung content na yon ng merong laman ng grave threat ay nandoon pa rin. Even if itong dalawang broadcaster na to o yung black timer na ito ay hindi naman sila, siyempre sabi ng network, hindi nila control. Kung ito po ay yung threat na ito ay inakyat pa sa sa Facebook, in-upload pa. So ano po yung masasabi niyo doon, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, can I dissect the question if you allow me?
Yeah, okay.
One is the responsibility of a guest in a program. The guest is not a broadcaster. He's not under the authority of the KBP, nor the network. So, the guest can be liable for such things as libel, threat, etc., but not in the context of the code of KBP. If the person who makes the threat is an anchor, then the responsibility is the anchor's responsibility, and possibly the networks for allowing it if it were recorded. Now, in the case of uploaded content, as distinguished from live streaming content, uploaded content is considered recorded material. And therefore, it is upon the person uploading to edit it in order to conform to community standards or the law, as the case may be. In streaming, live streaming, the control is limited because particularly the guest will answer. In the case of the alleged threat of the former president, the material is not content for which the network is responsible for, because that is what the anchor said. In fact, that is news as far as the network is concerned. As to the persons alluded to or against whom the threat was directed, that's a different matter, and that's between the guest for having aired the threat and the person being threatened.
So you are referring to the guest as the black timer. In the case of, yun nga sa isang resolution dito, in this resolution po, si President Duterte at saka si Kibuloy as black timer doon sa program na yon, nagikan sa masa para sa masa. So walang responsibility ang network. Kung merong pagmumura, kung merong threat o merong mga obscene na mga words, wala pong responsibility dahil sinasabi niyo po, hindi sila accredited broadcaster, hindi rin sila anchor. So, ano na lang po, kahit na sino lang po, pwedeng may gawin na doon. Basta may mababayaran lang po nila ang yung network. Pwede nang magmura. Pero yung sinasabi niyo yung code para sa mga broadcaster. So, ano naman po yung responsibility ng network doon? Doon sa mga black timer na mga nagmumura or nagsasalita ng hindi naman maganda or yun po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I don't know in what capacity the former president was airing in the station. In the context of the discussion, since that is a co-produced program, I doubt if the president was even a black timer there, because that's a different arrangement.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Attorney. Tanong ko na lang sa SMNI. So, ano po yung laban, yung gikan sa masa para sa masa? Ano po yan? Black timer po ba yun? Or
Yes, Mr. Chair. It's a black timer.
So, bumili sila ng oras.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, black timer po. Attorney.
In a black time arrangement, basically the network the Black Timer is the party responsible for the content. The network, however, can post immediately after the fact, deal with the matter of the broadcast of the Black Timer. And in fact, if it is in violation of the code, it can be a ground for terminating the Black Time arrangement.
Okay. Thank you. Dun po nalinawan ako doon. How about MTRCB, Mr. Chair? So ano po ba yung role ng MTRCB? Kasi I know, recently, meron kayong sinuspend na isang show dahil sa mga lewd na or merong bastos na salita ba or whatever sa isang noontime show. So, ano po ba yung response ng RCB as regards to yung, di ba, meron kayong nakalagay doon for general public, for 13 and above, na ganon. So, yung pong naging programa, ito yung nasa resolution, na kung saan pinagbantaan ako nung dating presidente, kasama si Kibuloy, as Black Timers. May ginawa ba kayo dito, MTRCB? Ano yung ginawa nyo rito?
Just before MTRCB will answer, I just would like to be clear. Kanina sinabi nyo, hindi kayo Black Timer. Ngayon, Black Timer na kayo. Ano ba? Kasi talent yan eh. That's why you were sanctioning your talent.
Actually, Mr. Chair...
So that could have been a Black Time. We asked that earlier. Why the change of your position?
No, Mr. Chair. Yung gikan sa masa, para sa masa, is a Black Timer. But yung laban kasama ng bayan is a co-prod. That's different programs, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So she was referring to a different...
yes,
different program, Mr. Chair. MTRCB, ano po yung ginawa niyo po doon sa program? Or ano ba yung ginawa niyo doon?
Your Honor. Yeah. We responded to the complaints and we called the parties over for to hear their side also for a hearing to adjudicate on this matter. And we were...
Mr. Chair, sinong pinatawag nyo sa hearing?
Yeah.
If I may po, we actually immediately took action when we heard about
Who's
the
speaking?
news.
Sino po sila?
From MTRCB po. Attorney Ana po from MTRCB.
Okay, please. Right.
We immediately took action when we heard about that, Mr. Speaker. So we submitted submitted a notice to appear sa SMNI po for preliminary conference. And then, just like what the KBP po, since naka-live po siya, they said that in order po, they explained po that the relevant episode of the program was aired live, as a result of which they had no control over the statement made by their guest of the program. So what we did po during the conference was that to prevent po the recurrence of the same, the network or SMNI decided to pre-record the succeeding episodes of the program, also to edit the same by deleting what it deems to be potentially offensive to the sensibilities of the public before it can be aired. Now, the recent issue po ngayon regarding the laban kasama ang bayan, we actually also sent out a notice of appear to the network regarding this po, since it is under the mandate of the MTRCB based on PD 1986 po, to call them if there is an alleged violation under Section 3C of our PD po. If it found that those which tend or those to approve or disapprove, delete objectionable portions from and or prohibit the importation, exportation, production, copying, distribution, sale, lease, exhibit, or television broadcast standard are objectionable for being immoral, indecent, contrary to law and or good customs, injurious to the prestige of the Republic of the Philippines or its people, or with a dangerous tendency to encourage the commission of violence or of a wrong or crime, such as but not limited to the second subparagraph 2, those which tend to undermine the faith and confidence of the people in their government and or duly constituted authorities. Subparagraph 6, those which are libelous or defamatory to the good name and reputation of any person, whether living or dead. So we have scheduled we scheduled a hearing under the Hearing and Adjudication Committee, scheduled this Thursday po at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
Linawin ko lang, Mr. Chair. So ano yung tinutukoy nating program dito? Kasi ang tinatanong ko kanina, yung gikan sa masa para sa masa. So ito yung black timer ninyo, si dating Presidente Marcos at saka si Pastor Kibuloy. Ay, well, hindi ko tinatanong yun.
Okay, ma'am.
Yung gikan na lang tayo.
For the
Kasi,
gikan para sa
ano
masa.
yung, so, can we have a copy of your resolution on that? Kasi, Mr. Chair, hindi lang nung October 11 sila nag-threat sa akin. Inulit pa yun sa isang program ng November. So napanood niyo rin po ba yung sumunod na threat din sa akin?
Ma'am, Your Honor, please, the decision, your resolution namin, it was based on the October 10.
Yeah, okay. Based on the October 10. So I'm informing you, meron pa rin pong isang show, no, na tingin ko ay nag-threat ulit sa akin si former President Duterte. So kung titignan niyo yung mga show, review niyo yung mga show ni Duterte after po. Teka, tingnan ko lang yung date na.
Just to clarify, ma'am, this is not a replay of the old show, but a new show,
yes.
a different show.
Yes,
and we have not yet received any complaint regarding that.
Attorney. Sir Chair, sandali. Ano date yun? November. Okay, so it is sometime, ito, November po. Hindi ko lang nadala yung aking complaint.
The October 10 issue or the incident regarding Gikan was resolved by the MTRCB on November 9.
Okay. Can you give us the copy of that? Chair, sinasabi ko na lang dito, no? You have to review also yung program ng Gikan sa masa para sa masa na another threat din po sa akin. Nalimutan ko lang yung date. November 16 show. November 16 show po. Very recent, John. So, that's all, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.